membership rewards points from American Express. They're a social currency with endless possibilities.
Just before Congresswoman and presidential candidate Mechelle Bahcmen won the Ames straw poll on Saturday, she gave an impassioned speech to attendees in a last attempt to secure their votes. There was one part in particular that struck me.
As we've been all over the state, what we have seen is a restoration of that dream, and you have restored in me my faith in America.
Okay, that seems pretty reasonable, right? I mean, apparently at some point along the way, Mechelle Bahcmen lost her faith in America. When exactly she lost her faith, we don't know. But for whatever reason, for some period of time, Mechelle Bahcmen did not have faith in our country. I have no problem with Mechelle Bahcmen's admission, but I must admit to being surprised at the way media and political pundits responded to Bahcmen's comment. They noticeably had nothing, absolutely nothing to say about it. That's a bit troubling for this reason. Do you remember this moment in February 2008 when another Mechelle made a similar statement?
Hope is making a comeback. Is making a comeback, and let me tell you something. For the first time in my adult lifetime, I'm really proud of my country. And not just because Barack has done well, but because I think people are hungry for change.
So, like Mechelle Bahcmen, Mechelle Obama had lost her faith or pride in the country for a period of time. Then, after meeting people on the campaign trail, her pride in America was restored. But unlike the case with Bahcmen, the media and political pundits did not stay silent about Mechelle Obama's statement.
Most Americans are proud of their country and don't like to see it run down in any way.
The statement, Bill, was reckless.
Mechelle Obama is an amazingly fortunate individual.
She can be very blunt. It's part of her attractiveness, but I find that very much off-kilter, off-putting.
This headline in The Economist went even further and asked, is Barack Obama's wife his rock or his bitter half? And Cindy McCain, wife of then-candidate John McCain, added this.
I'm proud of my country. I don't know about you if you heard those words earlier. I'm very proud of my country.
So why the difference in treatment? Why was Mechelle Obama, but not Mechelle Bahcmen, castigated for admitting to having been less than completely proud of her country and having her faith restored by the enthusiasm and effort of Americans she met while campaigning? Now, to find an answer, I think we need to go back a few years. During his 2008 campaign, then-candidate Obama successfully used what I like to call the green screen strategy. Like television weather persons who stand in front of a green screen backdrop so that they can appear on screen in front of a changing array of maps, then Senator Barack Obama made effective use of his own diverse background as a kind of green screen. He encouraged many different kinds of Americans, black, white, immigrant, male, female, to see him, but to project their own identities onto his story. Now, it's very different for his wife, Mechelle Obama. Mechelle, on the other hand, had no green screen. Hers is a far more familiar Black American story, rooted in a family that experienced slavery, Jim Crow, the Great Migration. As a result, in the early days of campaigning, it was easier for mainstream America, including some conservative Black commentators, to understand Mechelle Obama using common stereotypes about Black women. Hence, the angry Black woman image given to her in this New Yorker magazine cover just 5 months after now First Lady Obama proclaimed a newfound pride in her country. Now, eventually Mechelle Obama was able to win over a majority of Americans with her connection to mothers, military families, even her sense of style. In fact, her 66% favorability rating is now higher than that of her husband, which is currently at about 50%. But the tale of the two Mechelles, Mechelle Bahcmen and Mechelle Obama, reminds us that we are not yet living in any kind of post-racial America. When Mechelle Bahcmen says she once lost her faith in America, her criticism is seen as an act of patriotism. She wants to improve America, get it back on the right track. When Mechelle Obama criticized her country, it was seen as invalid. because I believe she was not seen by some as truly a legitimate part of the American story. Do you remember when you were a kid and you played the game The Dozens? Among your close circle of friends, it was okay to tell your mama jokes. But if an outsider dared to talk about your mother, well, those were fighting words. Now, the same can be said truly about our country. If you are seen as fully American, fully a citizen, you are allowed to criticize as part of your patriotic duty. In fact, being able to freely express criticism of our government, our country, and our leaders is a foundational basis of American democracy. When Mechelle Bahcmen does it, even if we disagree with her, we assume she has a right to do it. When we disallowed Mechelle Obama for making that same critique, we were saying, you're not really on the team. You are not allowed to talk about my mama. Now, in 2008, the message was, yes, Mrs. Obama, you're allowed to celebrate being an American. You're allowed to say you're grateful for the opportunities that America has afforded you. But you are not allowed to criticize America. I submit this. We will know that we have arrived in a fully equal America when we can all celebrate and criticize our government together.
Critics are raving. The dead is a